Okay, so this e-waste, it is having the various dangerous effect or ill effect of e-waste. So 80 to 85% of various electronic products are discarded in landfill or incinerator, which can evolve or release of certain toxic gases into the airs may affect the human health and environment. That is one of the major problem. Next, the lead in electronics along cause a damage in the central and peripheral nervous system, the blood and kidney of humans. Okay, that is one of the big problem. Next, 20 to 50% million metric tons of e-waste are disposed worldwide every year, and that produce ill effect on human health and also produce global warming and finally disturb the ecosystem and environment. That is again one of the major ill effect and danger effect of e-waste. Out of whatever the total e-waste generated, out of only 12.5% of e-waste is currently recycled. So other e-waste that are going to be thrown away and disposed into the landfill. Next, the television and computers monitors which contain cathode ray tubes, hence that are considered to be hazardous over the human health. The use of electronic which can be further processed to reuse, resale, salvage, recycling or dispose also considered e-waste, and its informal processing may cause serious health and pollution problems. Okay, so these are the major various problems which cause a major dangerous effect of e-waste. Okay, so some of the chemical sources of e-waste and what is its uses and how the effect health effect and environmental effect that going to be discussed. So first you can see the mercury. Okay, so mercury which use in a screen monitor, that is flat screen monitor or a fluorescent tube, mercury is used, and this mercury having accumulate in the food chain. And what is the health effect of mercury and what is the environmental effect of mercury? So this mercury is highly toxic, then it is memory loss cause, then muscle weakness, then damage to central nervous system and kidneys. So these are the various health effects of mercury, okay, over the human health. And if you consider the environmental effect or danger effect, so it causes death, it reduces fertility, slower growth and development in animals. So this mercury also affect on the animal and plant. Okay. Second, if you consider lead, so lead which uses in electrical solder or CRT monitor glasses. So these lead are highly toxic and which is damage to nervous system and blood system, kidney and reproductive organs in human health. And if you consider environmental impact or environmental effect, so this lead is highly toxic and similar effect for animals and aquatic life. Next, if you consider the cadmium, so cadmium which are used in light sensitive resistor and nickel cadmium batteries. Okay, so this cadmium also health effect like severe lung damage, kidney damage and bone toxicity. And what is the environmental effect? So it is harmful to the microorganism and to the ecosystem. So that is what the effect of cadmium. Next, PVC, that is polyvinyl chloride. So this PVC are used in the insulation on wires and cables. Okay, so these PVC the cause a problem to the respiratory problems, lung damage and poisonous when burnt. These are the various health effects of PVC. Then beryllium. So beryllium which are used as a heat insulation for this CPUs and power transistor, and these are also known as carcinogen to human, which cause cancer, lung damage and chronic beryllium diseases. So this beryllium is also the toxic to the health. Next, BFR, that is bromated flame retardants, and that flame retardant is most electronic devices, and this damage to the nervous system, liver damage and damage to the endocrine system. So finally, hexavalent chromium, this cause corrosion protection and which is highly toxic and cause cancer. Okay. So these are all about the chemical sources of e-waste like mercury, lead, cadmium, PVC, beryllium, BFR and hexavalent chromium. Okay. And if this chemical which entered into the soil, entered into the water, entered into the food and altogether which cause adverse effect on human health and also on the surrounding environment. So that's why the proper care should be taken during handling, disposal and recycling of e-waste. That is a very important thing. Okay, so this hazardous material, that is arsenic, beryllium, cadmium, nickel, zinc, lead, can cause damage to the brain, damage to the lung and other organs, and especially lead, which is toxic to the developing children. Okay, then hazardous material not only found in electronics component, so toxins are also found in the plastic. That is the BFR, brominated flame retardants, added to the plastic to reduce the chance of fire, but damage to the sexual development and growth attributes to this BFR. Okay, then what to done? So recycling program. Many program try to refurbish and sell old equipment. Program in place to mine precious metal, old equipment. Okay, so recycle the electronic waste or uh, increase the life of the electronic waste by repairing them, or sell the electronics equipment or return to the electronic recycler. So these are the various methods we can use for the recycling of e-waste. So cell phone rate of recycling appear to be 8% in US, 10% worldwide. So these are the cost comparison for collecting and processing of cell phone and PCs. Okay. So collection of cell phone we required $6 US dollars. For PC required collection cost is how much? 23.50 US dollar. Transportation cost for cell phone 0.35 US dollar. For PCs it is 0.43. Then dismantling 0.03 for cell phone, $2.75 for PCs. Then refining 0.32 for PCs, it is 7.83. For disposal of non-hazardous 0.01. For PCs it is 0.83. For disposal of hazardous waste, cell phone requires 0.03 US dollar, and for the PCs it required 5 US dollars. Okay, so these are the cost comparison for collecting, processing of cell phone and PCs. Okay, so exporting of waste, high cost of labor for recycling. So this is what one of the city in China which recycle the e-waste. So if you consider the China, there is a lot of money to be had processing in electronic waste. Chinese government trying to come up with a system. Laws has been passed and electronic companies taking some responsibilities and making sure waste handling properly. So some Europe and this West Electrical and Electronic Equipment, which is responsible, WEEE, this company which is produced or producer is responsible for the collection, treatment and disposal of e-waste. Okay, so this is what about the electronics waste, which is becoming more and more part of everyday life. So new legislation is forcing electronic industry to pay attention to environmental impact, and it is ensure if such a law are beneficial. Okay, so that's why the electronic waste is very important, and proper care should be taken during handling and disposal of e-waste.